Okay, great morning. I think I'm going to pull one from the Talisman deck, Talisman Oracle, and one from the Bird Children Oracle. And let's just see what the topic is this morning to read on. See if it will give us a topic. So the first one is about success. Success. Circumspection. A circumspection on success. So let's go ahead and grab a deck. I grab the Gilded Tarot here. This morning. So circumspection on success. Let's give these a ruffle shuffle and see what they have to tell us. We'll pull our cards first and then look at them together. Let's go ahead and start pulling the cards. Got two there, so we'll leave those. And let's see, the first thing out is about the long term. The long term, moving forward concretely when it comes to success, when you have faced loss. Maybe you face loss along the way when it comes to the long term. And maybe there have been some things you've walked away from. Okay. Walking away from some losses, etc. Energy coming into it is about the spiritual path, the Hierophant. Seeking something higher. And then up. Okay, how did I wind up with two cards here? And then resting mentally. Maybe you've pulled out mentally from it, from this loss. And we have what's being juggled versus what's being handed out. So maybe you've had to juggle some things. What you're getting, you don't feel is full enough, etc. And you've had to juggle some things along the way. Okay? So today, it's about starting something new. Maybe there's some new thing coming in when it comes to your path, concrete path. There is a message about the mentality. Message about the mentality and taking control. Taking control. Now we will put all this together. The challenge is having success. Challenge is wanting success and having to control the thoughts, control the mentality. When things have been overturned or maybe not moving as quickly as you would like. Potential outcome. You have to figure your path you're going to take, the direction, where you're going to put your energy. When it comes to controlling what's around you, and looking for the harvest. Outside influence. Outside influence is feeling that you are being mentally tied up, mental restrictions, and rapidly coming in okay, so rapidly what comes in, again, is not seeing, is blocking things, putting yourself in a mental restriction. Maybe some things are coming in, again, you're facing some loss, and you just are giving up, okay, giving up, or are you going into a meditation state, okay? When it comes to what's coming. So the outside influence, be aware of blocking yourself basically and putting yourself in a mental restriction. Okay? Knee-jerk reaction. I'm just going to close down. Okay? So let's see if we can figure this all out. So it's about walking away from what's being handed out, what's being juggled, taking control when things are overturned and you don't like the harvest, okay? You're not liking what's coming in. You've, in the middle of it, you've faced maybe some loss. And so you just mentally close down sometimes. When it comes to the message about the mental state, about controlling the mental state, and so you can control as much as you can have, now you can't control everything in your environment, but controlling what you can because of your mental state and going into a meditation when you face loss rather than just shutting down. So let's go forward. Above it's the long term. You have to depend on the spiritual path. With something new coming in, you want a victory. So look at what direction you're going to go. What path are you going to choose? Where are you going to put your energy? For the long term, it's about picking where you're putting your energy when it comes to the harvest and the path you're walking. What are you leaving behind? What are you distancing from? So the very center of it, we have the message about the mental state. Are you going to repress the mental state or take control of what's there and the information? Either you retreat in a beneficial way into meditation to get a message about the mental happenings or new information coming in that you can use. Okay, or in the negative, you're just gonna, just not even going to do anything, just close down, mentally close down. So this is saying, again, when it comes to the spiritual path, the message about the mental state is seeing from a different viewpoint. The hangman, maybe some things will have to be sacrificed along the way. Hangman is also sacrifice, but a sacrifice to get somewhere better, okay? Seeing from a different viewpoint. Maybe some things that you've been seeing you need to let go of. So what we have with this new path is about controlling the mental state, taking control of things mentally, and when it comes to what's being given out and juggled to a victory, mentally, put yourself in a good place that you can go forward for a victory. So when it comes to this meditation, when it comes to loss, to get a message, okay, you want to maybe go into a meditation or a reflection state for a while to get higher spiritual knowledge with what's being given out and what's being juggled for the long term, to have control. And sometimes there are some things you may have to distance from and leave behind when it comes to starting a new path, a new way forward. So when it comes to the controlling, when it comes to the mental state, having control of it, the message is about watching what you have surrounding you concretely. What are you surrounding yourself with? Okay? The victory is sometimes in the sacrifice and seeing from a different viewpoint, new information that you're hanging on to, controlling when it comes to the harvest, what you want. And again, this taking control of the mental state and figuring out where you're going to put your energy next. Okay? So if you want to have success, there may be some things you have to walk away from. There may have to be some sacrifices along the way. You may face some losses, and when you face a loss, rather than shutting down, you go to reflection, mental state of reflection, and looking to see what's there and what's the next move to go forward, and depending on your spiritual awareness. Success is, again, what you're planting, what you're growing. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do a clarifying read and just see what else it has to say about being circumspection when it comes to success, the way forward to success. I know in my own life, on the spiritual path, there were some sacrifices that had to be made, some things walked away from, some reflecting time, losses along the way, okay? All of that takes place. What you're juggling, what you're being given out, and what you're juggling. So let's look and see. At the center of it all, we have the past. The past things that you're bringing with you. Now, these past things can be from your childhood, etc., that you're dragging with you, that emotional state from there that you have to deal with. Yeah, and so what you're wielding when it comes to the mentality, the information from the past, your mental and emotional realm, the things, again, that have come down, that have laid you down, these mental things. Now I can't say all of us, but many of us have had a difficult childhood. Okay, the things that you're hanging on to from childhood that ruling you mentally, and the things that are just continue to rain down on you. Those are some things that one has to go beyond, okay? Yeah, the hidden things. These are the hidden things, the actions, the things which drive you mentally, emotionally. Yeah, the dark dramas. The hidden dark dramas from your past, which are driving things. Now, if you have, and you come from lack in your past, either you will just kowtow to that and say, I'll never get anywhere, or you're going to fight against it and try to become successful to prove it wrong, but it's not coming from a place of balance. Okay, so let's see what we have. It's about a new action. New action when it comes to the past and the stuff that's raining down on you. What you're building. What are you taking from in your daily life and building with a new action? So let's see what we have. When it comes to the dark drama, there's the agreements. Okay? Agreements. When it comes to going forward and challenging it. Okay? Are you going to go forward energetically with a new action to challenge, to look at these things and see where they come from? Yeah, the wheel. Consequences have actions, and the wheel is turning. The wheel of an agreement. And again, this fight, this motion, this movement, a new movement when it comes to looking at these things. Now, if you look at your past, you'll see that usually the things that they're putting on you had nothing to do with you. It comes out of their own failings. Like it says, the sins of the father visited on the son. Or the sins of the mother, it doesn't matter which one it is. But it just means that their dark deeds are put on you. You are the target, okay? So if you look at it, you'll see that really it had nothing to do with you. So don't let that rule your mind and your emotions. See it for what it is and just pull it out by the roots. So it's about leadership, about stepping up when it comes to the fight for the truth, looking at the truth to make yourself whole, to make it complete within where you're living, within your daily life. Gather the good things together. Okay, those things that you see of value. It's about the struggle. When it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to the higher guidance, and choosing your path forward, choosing your next energetic, where you're going to put it. When you see things that you don't like coming forward, don't forget you still have all these things to be looked at. And it could be the things that are there which you are continuing to espouse emotionally, which are challenging. And it's about moving forward, okay? Look at what you're holding to. Has to be a new message coming out, a new message about the mentality, about the information when it comes to the family and the things you're being manipulated by from that past. And you need to gain your own strength with a new path. New things that you're surrounding yourself with concretely that bring light, okay, that bring light. So for success, surround yourself with the things that elevate you, okay, elevate you. Let go of the past drama, look at it more deeply, pull it out by the roots. When you look at it, you'll see that these things are, again, not of your own happenings. Things that have been put upon you. You'll see that it comes out of somebody else's judgment, somebody else's drama. And you don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to fight against it. You don't need to, bow into it. Look at it for what it is. And then move forward. Surround yourself with the things that benefit you, the things that lighten you, the things that make you feel more enlivened, okay? And set yourself on a good spiritual path. Go into reflection and question it. Question what it is from the past that is restricting you mentally, okay? That is, that's coming in again, and this is the things that we put upon ourselves from our past, and we may play the poor me saga for some time. Woe is me, why was I had that family, why did I have that past? You feel sorry for yourself and all of that drama. But if you want to be successful, again, there are some sacrifices to make along the way. Look at the path you're choosing. No matter what path you choose, you're going to learn something from it. You can get something of benefit from it. But some of these things, again, it takes reflection and going to the past and actually looking at it, and you'll see that the things that have been just mentally restricting you are things that you went ahead and adopted, and either, again, you're fighting against, or to prove it wrong, or you're just bowing into it and say, well, I guess it's the way it is. And neither of those are beneficial. Look at it for what it is, see where it comes from, and then you can release it and become your own person and do your own path and go forward in a much more healthy way than the toxicity that comes out of that type of a past drama. Okay, now I know this was the path that I'm giving you that I already went through. I came from a very toxic background, and I found when I really looked at it that the things that were being put on me had nothing to do with me at all. It had to do with somebody else's past and things that they didn't rectify and their dramas and their, And when I looked at it and I saw it for what it was, that freed it up immediately, that what was being put came out of somebody else's mental, how do I want to say it? Their mental drama that again, had nothing to do with me. It had to do with their own failings, okay, if you will. Their own failings, their own, how do I want to say it? Their own mental restrictions, their own drama, okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here, and hopefully that's helped somebody. But yeah, just take the time to really go back and reflect on it and look at it objectively rather than, emotionally getting drawn into it. And you'll see where it stems from, and you can pull the roots out from that, okay? And not let it continue to put you in mental restrictions and emotional drama. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.